Let's try that again. That was such a bad start to Sin's Fortress. I mean, everything about it was just... It just doesn't do one of the coolest areas in the game justice at all. I had just been recording for too long and did not have the Steam to do this, and then doing that area at the bottom was... yeah, it was just such a pain in the ass that one Titanite demon just wouldn't die, but... So, messages right there really show how easy it can make this game, that playing it offline is like a whole different experience, really. I love that bleed damage. As I'm pretty much sure that says trap or beware. Oh, okay. I keep being wrong about the messages. And it does kind of foreshadow that, okay, this area is going to have, like, you know, pressure plates that activate, I almost said missiles. And this is a nice foreshadowing as well, because these are the enemies of the next area, the Silver Knights. And then you go up here, and then you fucking see all this. I already explored down there, but you can see all these cages and the swinging pendulums, and my tooth just whistled like an old man. I don't know if that's going to be audible. And you can see all the bloodstains just in the game. Whoa. Those... Goddamn those fucking lightning lizards. I guess it's not a good idea to just stand there and look at these while there's fucking lizards up there shooting projectiles at you. That really does make this so much more of a pain in the ass if you're not sure what to do. Like, you got these swinging pendulums and you're not exactly sure what the depth perception is, you know, because some of them are closer together than others, and you can't stand there and figure it out, because then you got those guys shooting that at you. I really wanted to fucking, like, parry that guy off the fucking ledge. Your dude looks so ridiculous when he gets hit. He's like, ah! This armor does not fit this sword, like, at all, but I actually kind of like him using, like, a fucking katana with this kind of armor. I get tired of the gold armor. So this area I used to think was kind of hard because you got to really be like right between, and then again you got this fucking guy shooting, well, that was easy, but shooting lightning at you as you're trying to get through there, and then there's a trap right in front of the chest. I opened this chest because I recorded for a little bit longer after my last session, but just cut it all out. I don't remember what's in that chest, but nothing important. I got about this far. I like that guy's just standing there leaning against the wall, not even paying attention to you. I think he's just sleeping on the job, but, you know, most games like this don't have that kind of sense of humor. I still see there's, like, a sense of humor there, because he's just leaning up against there, like, not fucking paying attention. And then you got this weird, almost MC Escher looking design of the room. I might actually die a few times. Because not this area. Timing when to get past the boulders is pretty easy, but there's a certain area where it feels like arbitrary, but sometimes 2 boulders will come down. Okay. I like how these guys who use the 4 flamberges... Whoa, he looked really weird as he died. Use 4 flamberges have like a cobra head, while the other guys have like a traditional like lizard head. I would have thought enemies like that when I was a little kid were really cool. I really liked, like, lizard enemies, and, like, I just thought lizards and shit were cool, and to play a game, like, where there's castles with, like, lizard guys that have swords and shit and shoot lightning spells, I would have thought that was really cool. What is this weapon again? Oh yeah, the shottle. I've never really used it. Sigmire again.
Oh ho! Ah, where did you come from? Splendid news, I tell you. Ah, so you see my sight. Yes, indeed. I've run up against a wall, or a ball, to be precise. I'm afraid I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I sit in quite a pickle. But who knows? Perhaps we'll have another development.
He, like, moves all around the world and then, like, gets faced with, you know, problems that you solved for him. Like, you basically just solved everything for him.
My head is spinning.
Without you, he would just get nowhere. Man, this game just had so much personality. It's just such a shame that the rest of the games, save for Bloodborne, just pandered to this game so much. Maybe that's why I liked Bloodborne so much, because it didn't pander to Dark Souls. It was like Dark Souls, because it was a spiritual successor, and I do consider it part of the Souls series, because it's so much like it, and the same director and everything. But there aren't any remnants of these characters that have already been in the game. Now, it does things similar to that. You know, you do side quests and shit with different characters in a way similar to Sigmire and not fucking Siegfried. I was thinking Solaire, but well, I was trying to say Solaire, but I just kept thinking Siegfried. But they're different characters with different outcomes. You know, it's not just the same character or just a bunch of pandering to that character. And they did just flat out reuse Sigmire in Dark Souls 3. It's so fucking stupid. And Havel. Yeah, that was an interesting area there, because you see the pressure plate, you're starting to get used to it, but then it actually comes from the opposite direction, and then there's an enemy coming from another direction, so you really kind of get trapped there. This spot is hard for me, mainly because I don't know if I want to take off my armor or not. Because every once in a while, there's a second boulder. I remember when I was playing this with Jeremy and when I was playing with Logan, like, we both, well, all three of us, I guess, just kept getting fucked up by the last boulder. I guess I'll just get naked and try and do this. I've not seen a second boulder, but there have been times where I waited for so long and then started running. Okay, that camera angle didn't really help me. Move, naked man. God, you can just see his thonged ass. It's horrible looking. Jesus, that looks awful. Okay, come on. There's a bit of an issue with the hitbox. Okay. Alright. The second one never showed up for whatever reason. Let's get my armor back on. For the most part, it just defaults back to the armor you were on. Okay. So let's move that out of the way. What the hell was Sin's Fortress traditionally? Just a fortress full of traps? I mean, with snake people living there? I don't know the lore of that area, but of this area. I used to think that this area was really hard, because you have to, right here, you have to turn switches and shit to break some pathways, but it's really not hard, but there's one spot where you have to let a couple more boulders roll down to break a hole in the wall, so you get the covetous gold serpent ring, and I used to think that was really hard. I'm not sure which way the boulders are going right here. Okay, I think I know what area that is. And you can get this guy aggressive. I thought he was gonna hit me. I have well visited at that guy and got fucking hit before. Okay, I thought I might have been like right where I could get hit. Okay, I think I needed some boulders to go down there, and some to go down here as well. 12 fireworks is just insane. That is a lot of cast for a great... Okay, yeah. I don't know if you needed to go down this way, but now I need to just let it go down here a couple more times. I'm glad that Dark Souls doesn't really have puzzles. Like, you still have to get from point A to point B, and you still have to do some manipulation of the world, but you don't have to do these fucking puzzles. I just don't have the patience for puzzles anymore. But there is a little... This is the most, like, of a puzzle area that Dark Souls has, and I like that. And this is a hidden area that I actually didn't know was here for a very long time. Like, I think I had done, like, 2 or 3 playthroughs before I ever found out about this area. That just completely looks like it being an illusory wall, but it isn't. Okay, so another person just got hit. And that's where you get this armor, which is what I use if I'm trying to maintain a quick roll. because it's like the lightest armor in the game, and sometimes I'll use its gauntlets with like regular armor or whatever so I can maintain the quick roll. But in Dark Souls, you're just probably not going to be able to hang on to the quick roll unless you're doing like a really lightweight build. So that kind of tells you what's going to happen. No! Yeah, I knew that was coming, but I knew I'd survive it. That is another funny trap. I mean, well, it's another trap that is funny. And so is this. It's interesting that the game completely lured you into a false sense of security with the fucking treasure chests. And then here's where you get your first trap treasure chest. These guys can actually be a bit of a bitch. I like how they do fucking kung fu moves. Ooh, that was close. But those are some of the coolest enemies in the game, I think. And they honestly just shouldn't have even been in any of the subsequent Souls games, because it was just, everyone was just waiting for it. But I completely fell for the trap. If you fucking fall for that trap, I think it's a one-hit kill unless you've got like a bunch of health, because they just start fucking eating you. But I fell for it several times, but that's interesting that, that in this area full of traps is where you get the first trapped chest. I don't know if I ever made that connection before, and I do not know if a boulder is coming for me or not. I don't think so. Ooh, I feel so exposed. Oh, okay, this is back to this area, alright. It looks different coming back around. Let me get naked again. Damn it. Now there might be two boulders coming this way. Oh, brother. Come on. It's not as bad as if you're doing it level 1 where your health bar is just so fucking small. Okay. I don't know if I turned it back around this way or if it eventually just defaults back to this way or what, but I was able to fix it. Now, I gotta, like, find the area where the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring is. I think it's down that way, actually. And it's probably still gonna be blocked. I think this is the right way. What the? No, that's not the right way. That is an area I need to go to. So where this guy was standing up against here, like, just leaning up against the wall, you kill him and break this wall. For some reason, you need the master key to open these, and they don't even open anything. The master key's so fucking good.
You seem quite lucid. A rare thing in these times. I am Logan. I'm a bit cooped up, as you can see. I have a bright idea. Suppose you set me free. I'm old and empty-handed, but I can prepare you with knowledge and sources. This place is melting my mind. The inactivity is repressed.
Alright. Okay, yes, the master key was used.
Thank you. And I'd love to resume my travels, but I must log a few things first, and I owe you a favor. I will return to Firelink Shrine. Speak with me there, so that I may impart my sorcery.
This guy's such a character because of that fucking hat. I mean, he's even called Big Hat Logan, but why is his name Logan? That's not a medieval name. It's like Big Hat Brian. There's Jeff and Jimmy. Yeah, this just leads nowhere, but you can tell... Oh yeah, praise the sun. That... Shut up. It's more like praise the clouds that actually move across the sky. That's like my favorite kind of cloud, but not with that much sun coming from behind it. But you can... It kind of looks like, where the Belfry Gargoyles are, because you're in that same similar area. Okay, this is the area that I'm supposed to go, I believe. Or maybe not. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is. Because it initially breaks this wall, but then you can't go through until more boulders have fallen in and then drop right there and creates a pathway. And I completely missed this my first time through, because I didn't think of any of that, and I don't completely remember what's over here. I think just nothing. There's a lot of areas that just kind of lead to nowhere. This just leads to... oh, this leads to, like, the bottom of the dungeon or something. I guess this was some kind of dungeon where they tortured people, or was this, like, a test to, like, if you can get to Anor Londo, you know, you gotta prove that you're worthy to get to Anor Londo, you gotta get through Sin's Fortress, and I actually don't remember what's down here. No, nothing. Okay, just a bunch of boulders have gone up there, okay. He's got, like a sleeping bag on his back or something. Alright, enough of this, idiocy. Let's just fucking get past the boulder area. I always spend so much time in the boulder area. Okay, now I'm back to... yeah, I keep coming back to this area, but not recognizing it coming back, and... yeah, here comes the boulder. Probably gonna get hit because I'm a little too slow. Yeah. I survived it though, but I'm low on Estus. But I've got enough fucking armor. Ooh. Oh man, that was cool. That one just shoots straight across. Who resets the trap? So I guess all you have to do is reset the bonfire, but it's funny to imagine like these lizard guys like go back and like reset all the traps. I used to think this one was really hard because they're all really close together. But just run through all at once like that. Even though I'm still kind of slow. And you don't have a bunch of breathing room here, and I switched to the wrong thing, but it worked out. No, he survived that. He didn't survive that. That's a good attack for, like, tight situations like this. And this is also one of the best areas in the game. It's one of the areas in the game I tend to forget about, like, when I'm thinking of what are some of the best areas of the game. But this one is... whoa, fuck. You bitch. Whoa! Somehow I just didn't see this guy up here and just kept going forward. I knew there was a Cobra guy around here, but I couldn't remember exactly where he was. I was thinking he was like more towards the back or something. But yeah, that's the thing with Dark Souls, is you don't see a certain enemy that saw you. You can fucking go too far down the hallway and then try and retreat, and then they're right behind you. That's why just running through the enemies isn't, like, completely an option, because you can get yourself fucked up. Well, I love how the bleed and fire damage combined, like, did the last little bit of damage to him. But I do think I'm going to start using the Falchion, maybe, just because that weapon's got such, like, high damage per second, and it'd be really good to use with Power Within. But I don't like its moveset all that much. There's several weapons with that moveset in this game. I remember doing this when I first got to this area, because I didn't really have projectiles my first time. I think all I had was Fire Orb, but like with completely unupgraded Pyromancy. But I was able to take him out. And that guy is particularly easy with his placement, but they just keep getting, like, you know, smaller. The ledge got smaller, like thinner. And then the amount of room you had to get through got thinner, and then right there, another trap. I mean, it just keeps testing you and testing you. And it comes from the other way. No, it does not. Okay. Whatever. And then I don't remember if there is anything over here where he was standing. I wouldn't be standing out on this ledge. I wouldn't be sitting so close to the edge like Sigmire was doing. That's a weird name, Sigmire. It sounds like a last name. Oh, I didn't... what, did I not activate that one? Huh. Alright, so you're finally through that part, but you haven't gotten to a bonfire yet, so that's why the lack of bonfire placement being so close together is so good in this game, because right here you get hit with the risk versus reward concept, where, okay, I've got a lot of souls, I finally got through that area, it was really tough, or whatever, that's what I thought the first time, that was a tough area, I don't want to have to do that again, but I've got a lot of souls, do I want to keep going and see if I can just beat the area, or do I want to see, or do I just want to go back and spend my souls? A lot of the time back then, it was like always go back and spend my souls. But now, and even in like subsequent games, my first time through, I normally go for risk rather than reward. And you're gonna need, well, you don't necessarily need the flame stone plate ring, but it is useful in an area up here because guys are now throwing fucking explosive boulders. This is just such a hard area to be safe in, to feel safe in. I think that really works for Dark Souls. I had to fucking scratch the inside of my ear because it just started like tickling incessantly for no reason. It was just like, and it was not gonna stop. There's no way I could ignore it. They see right there, oh, there's a big black patch, and then, well, now there's just fire, but, there's a hint, you see it, but will you have time to put it together? And then there's another one right there, but there's also an item. So then again, risk versus reward. And then you see him just lunge it. Well, I forgot it had that insane area of effect, but luckily my fire shield is helping me. Oh, come on. That was just stupid. He threw that like a... He was just saying, fuck you. Am I completely out of the way right here? Interesting. Those fire effects don't look that good. And it's not even, like, worth getting. It's just large soul of brave warrior. And you can now see the bonfire. Well, this is hidden well. Oh, that's